Plate bubble. It is meant for leveling the instrument at the time of measuring horizontal angles. Standard or A-frame. Two frames are provided on upper plate to support the telescope assembly. Telescope. Fitted in between standards perpendicular to the horizontal axis, provided with a focusing screw, clamping screw and tangent screw. Vertical circle. Fixed rigidly with the telescope and moves with it. Each quadrant is graduated from 0 degree to 90 degree. 0 is marked at the ends of horizontal diameter. Index bar or T-frame. Provided on the stand in front of the vertical circle. It carries the vernier C and D. These verniers are used for taking the readings of the vertical circle. The vertical log of index bar is provided with a clip screw at the lower end, by means of which the attitude bubbles can be brought to the center. Attitude bubble provided on top of index bar. It is to be leveled while taking vertical angle readings. Tripod. The tripod head carries at its upper surface an external screw to which trivate plate or base plate of the leveling head may be screwed. Plumb bulb. It is used for centering the theodolite. Compass. Some theodolites are provided with a compass which can be either tabular type or trough type. Terms used. Centering. Keeping the instrument exactly above the station mark by means of a plumb bulb is known as centering. Transiting. Turning the telescope about the horizontal axis in the vertical plane through 180 degree is called transiting. Face left. If the vertical circle of the theodolite is on the left of observer at the time of taking readings, it is known as face left and also called as telescope normal or bubble up. Face right. If the vertical circle of the theodolite is on the right of observer at the time of taking readings, it is known as face right. It is also called as telescope inverted or bubble down. Changing face. Operation of bringing the vertical circle from one side of the observer to other side is known as changing face. It is done by transiting the telescope and turning it through 180 degree in the horizontal plane. Swinging the telescope. It is the process of turning the telescope in horizontal plane. If the telescope is rotated in clockwise direction, it is known as right swing. If the telescope is rotated in anti-clockwise direction, it is known as left swing. Line of collimation. It is the line joining the intersection of crosshairs and optical center of the object's glass and its continuation. Axis of telescope. Imaginary line passing through the optical center of the object glass and the optical center of the eyepiece. Axis of bubble tube. It is an imaginary line tangential to the longitudinal curve of the bubble tube at its middle. Horizontal axis. It is the axis about which the theodolite of the telescope rotates in the horizontal plane. Vertical axis. It is the axis about which the theodolite of the telescope rotates in the vertical plane. Temporary adjustments. The temporary adjustments are to be done at every setup of the instrument. This mainly involves: first, centering; second, leveling; third, focusing. First, centering of the theodolite over the station. First, place the tripod over the station and fix the theodolite using wing out. Second, approximate centering and leveling is done by the tripod stand. Third, accurate centering is done with the help of shifting head. Second, leveling. First, approximate leveling is made with the help of tripod legs. Second, accurate leveling is made with the help of foot screws. Third, focusing the eyepiece. A piece of white paper is held in front of the object glass and eyepiece is moved in or out by turning it clockwise or anti-clockwise until cross wires appear distinct and sharp. The object glass. The telescope is directed towards the objects and focusing screw is turned clockwise or anti-clockwise until the image appears clean and sharp. Setting the vernier. The vernier A is set to 0, lower clamping screw is fixed and upper clamping is rotated till the index of vernier shows 0. Upper tangent screw is used for setting the vernier exactly to 0. Precautions. First, leveling and centering must be done perfectly. Second, relation of fundamental lines at theodolite must be maintained while taking readings. Third, ranging rods should not be disturbed for taking preceding angles. Fourth, care should be exercised in taking out the theodolite from the box and in screwing it to the tripod. A theodolite fitted on a tripod should never be set up on the floor as it may lead to serious damage. While placing the theodolite into the box, the leveling head should be shifted to a central position and the foot screws should be evened all around. The clamps should be released during transit so that the different parts can yield without being damaged in case it strikes some obstruction. Fifth, clamps and screws should especially be carefully operated. Unnecessary pressure should not be used in tightening them. If the screws do not turn easily, they should be cleaned with a good solvent such as alcohol or gasoline. Sixth, the wing nuts on the tripod must be tight so as to prevent slippage and rotation of the head. The tripod legs should be well spread out to furnish stability to instrument and to permit placement of the telescope at a convenient height for the observer. The vertical circles should be cleaned if tarnished in use. However, excessive rubbing should be avoided, otherwise the engraved graduation will get impaired. Seventh, the theodolite should be protected from moisture and dust as far as possible. If it has been exposed to moisture, it should be wiped dry before replacing it in the box. Applications: laying of horizontal angles, locating points on line, prolonging survey lines, stabilizing grades, determining differences in elevation, setting out curves, etc.